Have you ever found yourself stuck in, just frustrating traffic, or maybe trying to figure out how to book a doctor's appointment easily, or even just dealing with the everyday stuff of living in a busy city? We all know those moments where modern urban life feels, well, a bit clunky. But what if technology could genuinely change all of that? Make it smoother, more efficient, and really improve your day-to-day experience? What if your city was, well, smarter?
That's exactly the question, isn't it? And it's right at the heart of our deep dive today. We're going to explore the really profound social benefits that are coming out of smart city development.
Yeah.
And we'll be looking specifically at the unique model pioneered in China.
Right. And guiding us through this, it's a really fascinating subject. We're diving deep into chapter 9 of a book called Smart Cities, China's Model of Success. It's by Eduardo Moreno L. And from now on, we'll just refer to him as Moreno. It's such a comprehensive look at how China's strategic approach, integrating tech into urban planning, is genuinely changing lives.
Yeah, Moreno's work isn't just a surface look. He really unpacks how these developments create tangible upgrades. Things like your daily commute, fundamental shifts in healthcare, education, even strengthening community ties. It's a journey that honestly reveals some pretty surprising insights into where city living might be headed.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Moreno starts chapter 11 talking about improved quality of life.
Hmm.
What does that actually look like on the ground for, a regular resident? Can you give us a feel for the everyday changes?
It really boils down to tangible, felt improvements in daily life. Moreno uses public transport as a great example. And we're not just talking slightly better bus schedules. Think about intelligent traffic management systems. They're using real-time data from like tons of sensors and cameras all over the city. These systems don't just react. They dynamically adjust traffic lights. They anticipate congestion before it gets bad.
Wow, anticipating it.
Exactly. Moreno points out how this has cut average commute times in cities like Hangzhou by, well, significant amounts. We're talking maybe 15, even 20% during peak hours. That's huge for people's time and, collective productivity. And it's not just efficiency. It directly cuts travel times, reduces stress, and even lowers urban emissions.
Bus pollution,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then on your phone, mobile apps give you real-time updates, so you can plan your commute with amazing accuracy. No more guessing games, less time just sitting there idling.
That real-time adjustment, that must tackle such a common frustration. It's a powerful example of data making a direct difference. Okay, so beyond getting around, how do these smart cities use tech for something like environmental sustainability? That's huge too.
It's another really critical area. Merino zeroes in on smart grids and these advanced energy management systems. These aren't just buzzwords. They're designed to meticulously optimize electricity use across the whole city, buildings, homes, everything. And they integrate renewable energy sources seamlessly into the grid. This leads to a pretty substantial drop in the city's carbon footprint.
So less energy waste, cleaner power.
Precisely. And it goes down to simpler things, too, like smart waste management. Imagine bins with sensors that know when they're full. That data optimizes the collection routes, meaning fewer trucks rumbling around, less fuel used, cleaner public spaces. It's all very data-driven.
Okay, so cleaner air, better resource use, smoother commutes. What about public safety? That's always a big concern in cities.
Absolutely. And Reno describes how advanced surveillance and predictive policing systems are used here. Think of it like a really sophisticated nervous system for the city. High-def cameras, facial recognition tech, monitoring public spaces.
Yeah.
This allows for incredibly prompt responses from authorities if suspicious activity is detected.
Prompt responses.
But what's really interesting is the predictive part. These systems analyze historical data, current patterns. They try to anticipate potential trouble spots before they happen. This helps allocate police resources more effectively. It's about being proactive, not just reacting after something occurs.
That's a pretty robust use of tech for a complex social need. But Moreno also highlights something maybe even more fundamental, how smart cities are changing core public services, things like healthcare and education. How are those pillars being transformed?
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. It raises big questions about how tech can, democratize access and personalized services. Take healthcare. Moreno talks a lot about telemedicine platforms and AI-driven diagnostics. This is just revolutionary for accessibility,
Yeah.
especially for people in remote or underserved areas. They can consult specialists without traveling for hours.
Right, like a virtual consultation.
Exactly. Picture someone in a rural village getting advice from a top doctor in Beijing, maybe from their local clinic. Then you have wearable health devices. Yeah. Continuously monitoring vital signs, sending data to doctors for early detection.
Proactive health monitoring.
Yeah. And electronic health records, EHRs, they streamline all the patient data. This improves care coordination, reduces errors significantly.
Uh-huh.
Plus, big data analytics are being used to spot public health trends, predict potential outbreaks, model interventions, and it makes the whole system more resilient.
That sounds like a major shift towards preventive, accessible care. Okay, what about education? How does smart tech change the classroom?
The shift in education, as Moreno lays it out, is just as profound. He talks about smart classrooms, interactive whiteboards, dynamic learning, collaborative stuff. Virtual reality is used too. Imagine virtual field trips or exploring complex science concepts in 3D. Really immersive. And maybe the most intriguing part is AI tutors. These can offer personalized learning support. They adapt to each student's pace, their style, give tailored feedback. And this isn't just in the classroom. E-learning platforms make quality education available anywhere, regardless of location.
So breaking down geographical barriers to learning.
Definitely. And on the admin side, things like registration, attendance that gets automated, frees up teachers to actually teach. And there's a huge national push for STEM education, science, tech, engineering, math, preparing kids for the digital future.
Okay, so daily life is better, core services are improving. But what about the bigger picture, the social fabric? How are smart cities tackling inequality? Are they actually building stronger communities?
This is fascinating. Moreno stresses there's a very deliberate effort to reduce those disparities and foster connection. He talks about the massive rollout of digital infrastructure, high-speed internet, mobile coverage, affordable smart devices. This really democratizes access to information, online learning, telemedicine, especially for communities that might have been left behind. It levels the playing field.
Right, giving everyone the tool.
Exactly. And Moreno also describes how data-driven governance helps optimize resource allocation. So real-time data on transport use, healthcare needs, whatever, lets cities shift funds and staff where they're most needed right now. Maybe sending extra medical teams to an area with a flea surge, or rerouting services based on demonstrated demand.
That sounds much more responsive.
It is. He also mentions affordable smart housing initiatives and economic policies like incentives for small businesses and startups. These are designed to diversify opportunities, especially helping lower-income individuals.
That's really insightful, a systemic approach to equity. But okay, beyond access and economics, how do these tools actually help people feel connected, build community?
Oh, Moreno points out it's multifaceted. Digital platforms are key mobile apps, online portals. They allow citizens to communicate directly with local government, give feedback, get involved in community projects, makes people feel heard.
So more civic engagement.
Yes, but it's not just digital. The smart infrastructure itself, better transport, reliable utilities, it creates an environment with less daily stress. People have more time, more energy, which makes them, well, more open to social interaction. And this thinking extends right into public spaces. Moreno talks about how they're designed now multifunctional, adaptable. Think smart parks with environmental sensors, maybe interactive displays about local nature. They're not just green patches, they're dynamic hubs.
Engaging spaces, yeah.
Right. And transportation hubs, often part of these transit-oriented developments, or TODs. They're becoming vibrant centers, integrating different transport modes, easy access to shops, amenities. They foster activity and interaction. Then you have places like health centers, schools, libraries. They're getting tech upgrades, not just for better services, but to be more accessible community gathering points. It's really about designing physical spaces supported by tech to enhance life and encourage connection.
This all paints an amazing picture, truly transformative. But like any huge change, there must be challenges, right? How are people actually reacting? And what concerns does Moreno bring up about balancing all these benefits with potential downsides?
Yeah, looking at the big picture, Moreno confirms that public feeling is largely positive, mostly because people see and feel the tangible improvements every day. Cleaner cities, faster commutes, better services. You notice that stuff. The government's strong backing and clear communication, often using pilot projects to show the benefits first, that's been really key in building trust. But it's not uniform, of course. Moreno notes variations. Younger people, more tech-savvy folks, tend to be more positive. And residents in the top-tier cities, where these changes are most advanced, they generally report higher satisfaction.
So, generally positive vibes, which makes sense given the upsides. But what are the big worries Moreno highlights? I imagine with all this data flying around, privacy has got to be a major one.
You hit it right on the head. Privacy and security are definitely prominent concerns. There's understandable nervousness about so much data collection, surveillance, especially things like facial recognition. People worry about potential misuse of personal data, and sometimes a lack of transparency about how it's all managed fuels those fears.
Yeah, transparency is key.
And of course, any news about data breaches just makes those concerns worse. Beyond privacy, Moreno points to other challenges too. The digital divide is a big one. There's always a risk that smart tech could actually widen existing inequalities if access isn't spread evenly. You don't want to leave some communities behind. Then there's worry about job losses due to automation and AI making some roles obsolete.
The automation anxiety.
Right. And looking at the system level, Moreno also touches on the challenges of just making all the tech work together smoothly. Interoperability, breaking down data silos, ensuring all these smart parts can actually communicate effectively. There's also the cost. These systems are expensive to build and maintain, and making sure the benefits are shared fairly. And finally, regulations often struggle to keep pace with how fast the tech is moving. You need adaptive governance.
Those are definitely significant challenges. So according to Moreno, how does China's model try to address these, or at least mitigate them?
Moreno highlights that China is tackling this pretty actively. It's a mix of strict regulations and proactive steps. They've put in place major laws, the Cybersecurity Law, Personal Information Protection Act, Data Security Act. These aim to protect data and secure digital operations. There's also a big focus on tech safeguards, like anonymizing data using encryption to prevent misuse.
Technical fixes alongside legal ones?
Exactly. And crucially, there's an emphasis on public awareness and engagement, using various platforms, campaigns. The goal is building trust, being more transparent about how data is used and how smart city projects work. It's a constant balancing act, maximizing the benefits while addressing legitimate concerns. But the framework is definitely evolving to meet those issues.
Wow, what a deep dive that was. Chapter 9 of Eduardo Moreno's Smart Cities, China's Model of Success really does paint such a powerful picture, how smart cities there are profoundly improving quality of life, health, education, social equity for millions. It's a remarkable testament to what technology can do when it's thoughtfully integrated into urban planning.
It definitely shows how a comprehensive tech-driven approach can tackle really pressing urban challenges and uplift communities in tangible ways, even while navigating some very real complexities.
So as we wrap up, thinking about how deeply technology is being woven into city life for social benefit in China, what new possibilities or maybe what new questions does this raise for you about the future of your own community? Or just the role of technology in society overall?